Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to lecture 2 of chapter 3. Chapter 3 of course is crystal structure and crystal geometry. I want you to pay more attention because you see whenever there is a quiz or some exam and so on, then you concentrate more on revising the quiz or revising for the exam, so you lose track or touch with the previous lecture, right? So I want you to be mentally totally here, because what I want to repeat sometimes is that yes, if it is close to a quiz or if it is close to an exam, you will be preparing for that, but the material that we cover in any current lecture will definitely be used in a next quiz or a next exam. So if your mind is half here, half not here, and so on, then your future exams and quizzes will suffer. So try to mentally totally connect to the previous lecture so that this continuation is good. So in today's lecture, of course, we will first review lecture 1 of chapter 3, and today we will try to cover these topics: atom positions in cubic unit cells, directions in cubic unit cells, Miller indices for crystal planes, which also includes an important relationship called interplanar spacing, then planes and directions in hexagonal unit cells, comparison of FCC and HCP cells. After that, there are 3 topics together in atomic density. We have volume density, planar atomic density, and linear atomic density. So we'll see maybe these last 3 topics together. Maybe we can cover today, maybe we cannot. We will see it. So let us quickly see what you did in lecture 1, and please pay attention so that you are totally connected with today's lecture in connection with the last. We talked of the space lattice, long range order of crystal structure, right? Short range order, amorphous materials which are non-crystalline. We showed you the space lattice, and that a space lattice means the same geometrical structure is repeated, and that smallest one is called a unit cell. Here we are showing you a cubic unit cell with lengths A, B, C and angles alpha, beta, gamma. So it is not exactly cubic, it is cuboidal, it is like a cube. Then we told you that there are crystal systems and there are Bravais lattices named after the scientist Bravais, and the basic types are simple, which are cubic: simple, body centered, face centered, and base centered, we will tell you. And then we showed you that cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal, monoclinic, and triclinic are the different possible systems. And here we are showing you the cubic unit cell, simple, body centered, face centered; the tetragonal one, simple and body centered; the orthorhombic, simple, base centered, face centered, body centered; the rhombohedral one, only centered; the hexagonal one, simple, then monoclinic, then triclinic. And then I showed you another slide where many of these are repeated so that you can re-strengthen the topic. Then we told you a very good news that more than 90% of the metals in the world, which is a huge amount of engineering, are only FCC, BCC and HCP: body centered cubic, face centered cubic, and hexagonal close packed. So these are the 3. On the extreme left is body centered cubic, then face centered cubic, then hexagonal close packed. So basically these are the only 3 that you need to study most of the metals in the world, and therefore almost all the materials that are used, metallic materials and alloys that are used in engineering. So we started with the simplest one, the body centered cubic. We told you that chromium, iron, sodium belong to, and we showed you the system which is body centered, and then showing you, right, this is the body centered, all 4 there on the corners, all 4 here on the corner, 1 in the center, and then trying to make all atoms touch each other. Of course, when a body centered is in between, it will push them out a little, and then cutting out an exact cube from here, so that you know that these 4 on the top and these 4 at the bottom are cut atoms, and the body centered one is the full one, and then showing you another picture. And then in this system, how many atoms are there? 2 atoms per unit cell. And based on this geometry, that if you go from one corner to not this corner but to the opposite corner which goes through the body centered, then this line touches radius to radius to radius to radius. So therefore, based on this, you have this equation for r is equal to root 3a, which is the basic equation for the body centered system, which relates the lattice constant a to the atomic radius r in this system. We defined the atomic packing factor, which is like a volume density type of thing, volume of atoms in the unit cell divided by the volume of the unit cell. We showed you many materials, chromium, iron, molybdenum and so on, which are BCC in nature. Experimentally, what is the value of their lattice constant A in nanometers? Experimentally, what is the value of their atomic radius R in nanometer? This last column you can have from atomic theory, but this is based on crystal structure. We then did some example. One example where you found the lattice constant. Another example where we found the atomic packing factor, and then and so on. And we found that it does not matter which material it is iron or chromium or whatever. If it is BCC, it has a packing factor of 68% or 0.6. Then we went to the next FCC crystal structure, where we found that rather than 2 atoms per unit cell, we have 4 per unit cell. And this is the overall view, where each face has a center atom, but then we try to touch each one of them. So touching each other how they are, and then we cut them so that we have exact cube. So on all faces you have half, and all corners you have 1/8 and so on. And this is how they look if you look at it from the front. And therefore, based on this geometry, you will derive the relationship, right? So you this time have a simple matter. You don't have to go through the center of the body, right? Center of the body, there is nothing. On each face it is like this. So just a diagonal on the face. So radius, 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 and from there the equation is 4r is equal to root 2a. So this is the basic equation between lattice constant and atomic radius for the FCC system. And then another table, aluminum, copper, gold, etc. are FCC types, their lattice constants and their atomic radius. Then we went to the hexagonal close packed crystal structure, which is the last in the general scheme, that more than 80-90% of the metals will be covered by this. So we showed you the hexagonal close packed, how it is there normally, how it is there when all the atoms are trying to touch each other, how do we calculate the volume and so on, right? But now there are two things. It is not a cube, so there is not one lattice constant. One lattice constant is A, the other lattice constant is C, right? This A is for the hexagon. Each side of the hexagon is exactly A. So this side, that side, they are all A, and this is the hexagon. And then we calculate how many atoms are there. So top and bottom are 6, twice of that, 1/6 each. Half atoms at the top and bottom, and 3 full atoms inside. So 2 plus 1 plus 3, there are 6 atoms per unit cell, right? And so on. And then, right, we are showing you the cutaway section and the table that cadmium, zinc and so forth are hexagonal close packed. So we will have the atomic radius, and right, there are 2 lattice constants, A and C, and there is the atomic radius. And this just that we told you that in an ideal HCP, where all atoms will actually try to touch each other and so on, the C/A ratio will be 1.633. But in all of the real ones, because the atom that you push inside and so on pushes the others out, so the ideal C/A ratio of 1.633 is not maintained. It is slightly different. So how much difference there is, right? And then we try to do an example taking zinc as zinc is HCP. So what is the volume? We are just finding what is the volume. This technique that you see, volume will of course be the area of the hexagon into the height C. That is the volume. So draw the hexagon separately, divide it into 6 equal, into 6 equal triangles, and one triangle is now drawn separately. One triangle is drawn separately where each side is A, the height is H, but because it is an equilateral triangle, so all the angles are 60 degrees. So from here, half base into height. So half into A into this height, and you find the height, and you find. So we found that area of one triangle is half base into height is half A sine 60. So half A squared sine 60. So this is one triangle, and there are 6 like this in the hexagon. So 6 into half A squared sine 60 is 3A squared sine 60. So this is the area of the hexagon, 3A squared sine 60. And then you multiply it by C, and you have the. This is where we stopped last time, and now we start. So I am just showing you the same slide again so that you are repeated. I am showing you these important results in dark, that area of one triangle is half A squared sine 60. Area of the hexagon is 6 times that, so that becomes 3A squared sine 60. And when you multiply it by C, then you get the volume of the whole hexagonal unit cell, which is 3A squared sine 60 into C. Okay. So now we start a totally different topic. This was the 3 basic cells, the crystals: body-centered cubic, face-centered cubic, and hexagonal close packed. So you can have a relationship between the lattice constant A and the atomic radius R, and you can try to find out the atomic packing factor for all of these 3, and you understand their geometries. Now atom positions in cubic unit cells. Atom positions that you see, for example, in a body-centered cubic, there are 4 on the core, 4 upper corner, and 4 on the base corner, and 1 in the center. So if you want to locate each of these atoms, how do you locate it? How do you call it? So we remind ourselves of the basic coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system, x, y, z. So we use x, y, z, right? And then we use it, right? X, y, z, and then we use it. So let us see figure where it. So this is a cube. This is just a cube. FCC, BCC, whatever. It is just a cube. It is just a cube. And this is an x, y, z. Now in this book, the y and the z are used as the plane, and the x is the outside the paper. Normally, if you remember, it will be x and y, and z will be here, right? This will be normal. X and y are on the page, and z is outside the page, and so on. Here, remember please, that horizontal is y, vertical is z. So a plane, just any plane is the yz, and the x is coming out of the paper. X is coming out of the paper. So this is the basic coordinate system. The origin we take as the left corner of the back side, not front side. The back face, this is the back face, right? So here is the origin. Here is the 0, 0, 0. So this is important, that all through the book. So this means that all through this course, this is the system that we will use, that there is a cube, but we take this corner atom, which is the left side of the back face, right? Which is the left side of the back face. This is the right, this is the left, this is the front, this is the back. So left side of the back face, this is 0, 0, 0. And now x goes here, y goes there, and z goes there, right? So this is it. Now randomly you try to find any number, randomly. What is this number? Randomly. So from 0 you go 1 in the x and you stop. You don't go any in the y, you don't go any in the z. So it is 1, 0, 0. So this is the coordinate. You go to this one. So start again. If you want to go to this one, start from the origin. So you go 1 in the x, you go 1 in the y, and you don't go in the z. So this point becomes 1, 1, 0, right? You go to this one. Start from there. You don't move in the x direction. So x has to be 0. In the y you go 1, and z you don't go. So it is 0, 1, 0, right? So all of them are very simple. For example, take this one. Do you move in the x direction? No. You remain at the same face. But you go 1 in y and you go 1 in z. So it is 0, 1, 1. You don't move in the x direction. So you can go to all these points yourself. You can repeat it yourself. Go to each of the points and start from the origin and see what movement you have to make in x or y or z, and you have the coordinates.